we are back once again in the Hunter Classic for yet another hunt going for the competitions. And before we get too far out here on Val-Des-Bois today, we actually have to go back to last week's stream. I mentioned in the video prior to the stream that we were maybe going to hunt mule deer for a competition that we had worked on in that video, and amazingly, it actually worked out. Up to 135, that guy, up to 140. Dude, we could, if we can hit both of these with like the 10 mil or something, we could get somewhere in this comp. So what we're going to do is, hopefully, if this other one will get out of the way, shoot the back one first with the 10 mil and just put as many shots towards that guy's hind end as possible and hope for the best. Okay, don't know which way he's going, but I don't like it. Should have just used the 300. Oh, we hit him there. Oh god, how does it... Oh, because I started a new game. I loaded it in multiplayer. Did someone say clutch? I think someone said clutch. Okay. Ooh, 132. Anyway, yeah. I accidentally made the game multiplayer earlier, and the competition's single player only. And I shot a pretty hefty mule deer, but it seems we've made do despite that. 133 for that guy. We're in 4th place at 128.2. The comp ends in like 6 hours. And we're in 4th by 0.7. Now, those two mule deer were enough to get us into 4th place, and we needed just a little bit more to get into the top 3 with just hours remaining in the competition. And about a 45-minute hunt after the stream was over was enough to get us one more heavy mule deer that I really didn't think was going to weigh as much as it did. And that actually netted us a 3rd place trophy, and I was really surprised to see when I went into our trophy gallery, we have 14 species of all of the new trophies already kind of accomplished here, and I had no idea that we had gone that far. So that was what sort of inspired me to come out here to Val-Des-Bois and continue working on that today. And we'll see if we can add another trophy or two to our trophy case. Now, you may have noticed that we had the cap lock muzzleloader today, and that is for a brown bear competition, which may be something that we can work on, and we can even use it for some other stuff as well. But we are also going to be using the cable back bow just to kind of continue working on our harvest. And we are in 3 different competitions today. The Red Fox competition, which is also partially why I decided to come out here today, is the same basic concept as the mule deer comp that we just won, basically the highest average of our 3 heaviest Red Fox. The red deer just requires being shot from a tower stand, a tripod, a tree stand, or from the shooting tripod rest, so we have that. And then of course the brown bear needs to be shot with the 50 cap lock muzzleloader. We might have a little something here with this red stag coming in. 235 to 260. And I can't remember, I think 3rd place was maybe in the 240s. Top 2 were over 260 or maybe even over 270. But this would have a chance at least getting us around top 3. And I also noticed as we were sitting here, I don't know if we can see them right now, but there were 2 male red foxes out there. Now they weren't that big, but I'm kind of considering getting a shotgun with buckshot and maybe trying to kill 2 with 1 shot. Now, we'll have to first make sure we can hopefully drop this stag and have him not run out there and spook him. But that's going to be what we at least attempt to do. The other side of it, too, with the other red deer around here, they could end up spooking in the same direction as well. But hopefully they will kind of cooperate. That will at least drop that guy. And as long as they're going in that direction, we should be all good. Now, there were even more coming in, they're going to get spooked, but at least from here, they don't look to be all that big. So let's at least see what we got for our first kind of decent stag of the hunt. I am guessing maybe 245 or something like that. Oddly enough, double lung at that strange angle, 241 for him. So where does that actually put us right now? Puts us in 11th. Maybe it was like 260-ish for 3rd place. Either way, I would expect to have to get at least like a 266, something like that, to have a chance at being top 3. And starting out with one like this so early on is a good sign, I would say. And no huge surprise, it is just never ceasing to rain here on Val-Des-Bois today, but that is kind of just the way it goes. We'll accept that trophy shot. I'm not sure what we're going to do with our loadout yet, but we had fast traveled to here when that stag first appeared, so we'll try to swap something out, get buckshot, and maybe be able to get those 2 foxes in 1 shot. that would be one of the two, and like I said, they're not that big, but just being able to maybe get to and get our average starting in the right direction would be nice. They obviously wouldn't be traveling together, so it'll be a bit of a shot in the dark as to whether or not both come in, but I think what we'll do is maybe try to get to right over in there. That way we can get up into the trees, have our camouflage active, and at least give the maximum amount of time for both to come into the call. And sadly, this guy is starting to walk off, so I guess only going to be the one, which we can try to take out with one round of buckshot here, and at least maybe get ourselves on the board a little bit for this. Now, realistically, a Red Fox comp would be best done on a map like Bushrangers Run, but much like last week with the Mule Deer, we actually have an extra day for this to go, so maybe again, if we get anywhere close with this one, we could go back on stream tonight and go ahead and try to get further in the comp, if not get into the top 3, and it depends on how we do for the rest of this hunt. Now, the brown bear's the same way, it ends on the same day, so again, sort of depends on where we end up there. The red deer though, that competition will end today, so that is not one we can come back and do. Seems we hit just about everything that we could have hit on this fox. 8 kg is not too bad, and we'll kind of see if we can at least get 3 down and have an average by the time we're done here. You know, that would have a decent shot. I'm actually surprised to see 24 to 28 and not up to 29. That looks like a bear with a pretty good sized skull on it. And there actually was another down to the right. Now, for the bear comp, we only need 1. I'd like to see what that is too. That one doesn't look nearly as big. It's just a female. But I guess we're going to have to try to get in range with the cap lock now and try to bring that guy down. I can't even say for certain that I've ever shot one with the cap lock. Definitely with the inline for all the years of the muzzleloader challenge for black bear and brown bear, but I want to get under 80 anyway if we can. I'm going to say anywhere in there would be good. I'd like him to stand still. Maybe there. He's kind of on top of some rocks, but I feel like we should be able to squeeze that into a lung. Definitely hit him. Just a matter of is it a lung shot or not. The bear hitboxes are really odd, and even that shot we can see right behind the shoulder may technically be too far back. Now it should kill him, but if we didn't have the slowest reload of all time in a muzzleloader, maybe we could have even hit him twice. He's starting to slow to a trot. Maybe we can go ahead and try to hit him again. There should be no restriction on the amount of times you can hit them, just for the sake of trying to get him down a little bit more quickly. It looks like we hit him again, and I guess we'll just kind of sit up here and watch and hope he goes down. And luckily, that was enough to bring him down relatively quickly. I am curious to see where we actually hit him, and I'm also quite curious to see if he's going to score decent. I imagine over 27, but I often think that about bears and they're more like 26. Right long on the first shot, and indeed he is a 26.4, so I can't imagine that'll be top 3. In fact, 4th place now and a long way to go till this competition ends, so a nice bear, but certainly not one that's going to get us the trophy. I just kind of realized this is not the way it was supposed to go with this red deer. Now, it wouldn't have been great if he was a really big one, because in order to get the shooting tripod rest set up, it probably wouldn't have worked that well, and we need that for the competition. I fast traveled here just to kind of switch up our location, and I realized I forgot to grab the bow to be able to shoot stuff with that again since we switched to the shotgun, so we'll go back and get the cable back for the rest of the hunt, but this guy was far too close by the time I realized that to actually try to go back and get it. But another kind of decent stag. There haven't been as many around today as normal, but at least we had the one big one and 2 solid stags, this one being a 189. So let's go back and get the bow so we can do some maybe silent hunting, at least when we need to. So maybe this time, since we actually have the cable back bow, we can take advantage of the fact that there are a lot of animals around here, and maybe we won't have to spook all of them. Now, that stag 100% is onto us, so we'll try to make this shot quick, because he is just kind of spooky, but managed to slot that into the heart. And we'll see if we can call anything else out here. There are roe deer, there are red deer. I don't know if there's any red fox around. By this point, I thought we'd have 2 or 3 down, but that has not been the way our luck has gone so far. As for now, though, yet another stag down that unfortunately is nowhere near the 241 that we shot earlier. 18.5 meters, right lung and heart shot for him. at least worth 43 GM. And we'll just at least watch. I think this is one of the stags that was coming in at the beginning of the hunt where we actually shot the 241. And I'm kind of considering jumping over to that spot again. It traditionally has been really good for both red deer and red fox. That one over there kind of is the same deal, bigger, but maybe not one necessarily worth bringing in. It may not be at the stand that I mentioned fast traveling to, but if I'm not mistaken, this is the second male red fox from that stand that we saw when we initially shot the red deer, then wanted to get 2 in one shot. So we'll try to bring him in. What we have for red fox today, I don't even know if I've gotten to introduce it, is the 357. Just for, you know, having a little bit of range and a good bit of power. With the cableback bow and red foxes being pretty spooky, I figured we're best just having something that isn't going to require us to crouch up and make a fairly precise shot fairly quickly. So when he gets in here a little bit closer, hopefully we can pop him and at least have a second one on the board. And naturally, the rain is going to come right as we're getting ready to take the shot, but I think since he's at least kind of quartering while he's walking rather than if he starts to trot, we can drop him there and have an easier time with that. I've had, at least with Arctic Fox, out to like 78 meters and maybe even beyond with the 357 be a drop shot, so no difficulty there with that range. That of course is going to spook things again, but we've been through here once. This is actually where we shot the brown bear earlier, so who knows what's in here now. I mean, we are over 2 hours in, so things can definitely move around. I was actually, funny enough, thinking that a 9 kg fox could be enough, kind of combined with a couple of heavier ones. That, with our 7 kg, isn't going to get us too far, but if we can get some bigger ones, maybe we'll do that on stream. We might be able to get a competition trophy out of that. That's actually kind of cool. It is a female fox, but a fairly decent one. And right behind it was maybe the male that we were trying to call in. That one is a female as well, so that must be the male back there. Got 3 coming in, and if only we had kept the buckshot. Now there's 4 coming in here. That one is also a female, and I don't think the male's that big. I believe it's one I had the trail of earlier that was 0 to 10 kg, and the fact that it's trotting in, I'm pretty confident in saying it's not going to be that big, so I think we're going to try to get the female, which is standing underneath another fox that was standing on top of it. If we had buckshot, we could have absolutely killed 3 or maybe 4 if we had been patient enough, but naturally we had switchback earlier and that was not an option. But female foxes should count just the same for the comp, and actually, it's our biggest one at 9.6 kg in 21 scores, so that for now puts us in 7th. Our average is not that good, but we'll kind of see. Maybe that is going to be the plan. A bushranger stream tonight hunting for red fox. It's something we don't do much, and I feel like it's a competition we'd at least have a shot in. I don't know how we're going to do this trophy shot just yet, but maybe we can use the rock. To be honest, this really is not my preferred way to take a red fox trophy shot, but the rock's a little bit too far away to work with. We can't get zoomed in far enough, and just the way the side of this hill is, nothing really looks that good, so at least this is semi-realistic outside of the tail being still kind of vertical, but a pretty decent female fox there. There's a competition, I think it's at least for your biggest female fox. It might be biggest female fox that's not a common, but either way, that would have maybe done decent in that comp had we had that one running today, not the weight one, but I think I like that. We don't do a lot of bushrangers hunting. Maybe that'll be the goal tonight, try to get a competition trophy there, but no luck on the red deer. The brown bear we got kind of close. Maybe the fox will be the one that we could push over the top. But anyway, that will be for later today. So that is going to do it for this video. So as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.